Well, to be fair, it wouldn't be British of me if I didn't butcher your name, would it?
Listen, we're born and raised here. We've had 28 years of it. So you'll be talking to people for like an hour at a house party, and they'll be like, "Oh, introduce yourself. Oh, my name's Jem," and they'll go to add you on Instagram, and they'll be like, "Oh, CEM, so Kem, not the fucking Riddler. I'm not lying about my own name here. There's not a prize at the
Yeah.
end of it."
I
Oh
mean,
God.
but is there like a time frame where like you've got to correct them, otherwise you are now
Oh
set
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thereafter? Like if it's not done in the first 5 minutes, it's like right,
Uh,
there it is.
yeah, I mean, I'm always like quick to just let people give a heads up on it. It's Gem. I know it's spelt CEM. Is what it is. And then I remember I used to like during COVID, I was like laboring, and one of the lads on site, he was Polish and he didn't really know much English, Robert, and I just stopped bothering to correct him
Yeah,
because he just kept on calling me Jimmy. It's not even the same amount of syllables.
yeah. Just gonna call you Dave.
Yeah. Thankfully, he didn't know much English anyway, so our conversation was just like Jimmy good, Jimmy bad, Jimmy hungry. I'm like, it's just a yes or no answer with him, so it
So he was
wasn't
a
too
hard
worried.
worker. We allow it. Don't
Oh
we?
yeah, yeah, he's a good bricklayer, that Robert, so we didn't mind him. Yeah,
I always think you can be more offensive to someone the more they make your life easier.
yeah. Listen, we're a big hater. That's the one I would categorize myself as a hater. So any little bits and bobs that I can get to then hate on you, I will do. And if it's getting our name wrong, we'll go all the way with it. But no, I mean, whenever you do like comedy nights, and they'll be like, oh, Jem, is this how you say it? I was like, yeah. Do you want us to say your surname as well? My surname is Sarıssaçlı. And I'm like, mate, there's no fucking way you're gonna get it unless you're Turkish. You're not gonna say this, so
If
you
you're
can just
struggling with
say
Jem, we're not even going to bother, are we?
oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
I was like, I could just be like a Ronaldinho of comedy, just a one name act. It's just easier for you.
oh, I love it. I love it. So the main reason for this episode is because obviously I've seen the night you're doing in London. I mean, you've got some fucking killers coming on. It looks like a great night. We're going to get into that in a second. But I always like opening with the first one I always do. How and why did we get into comedy, and under what delusion did we think we let's go make people laugh?
So how I got into comedy, I just finished uni in 2018. I'm not sure if this makes me sound like an unk, but
What's an unk?
yeah, you're a bit older gentleman, if you're like the uncle. It's for all the young kids, Daniel. You gotta be tapped in with the younger generations, man.
I don't. I had a fucking drama with someone on the other day. I'm not hating on them, but they was teaching me like that is like you've done well, and that is
Oh,
like,
and yeah, I'm not a
and
big
I was like,
fan of
I
that,
hate
but
the fact I don't know what knowledge left my brain for me to now know this, and I hate my life a little bit more.
you see, the kids they would call you unk. That's an unk reaction to have. You got to think like an unk, but act like a nephew. That's how we operate.
No, I'm dying on my hill. I don't care. I'm dying on this hill now. The fact that I know this makes me hate life
Yeah,
that one
I'm
bit
not a
more.
big fan of it. I don't like understand the premise behind it, but I'm like, if you're at a comedy night or if you're at a kind of live entertainment night, you should clap because
Yeah,
if you're on stage, you can't see someone going like this. You don't know if that's like a good or bad thing. Someone could just be like clicking at the waiter or something
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah. Poetry, like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't really attend much slam poetry if I'm honest with you,
No,
so
I haven't in the last 34 years either. But
yeah. So I think I'd like to keep it that way for the rest of how many years I'm on this planet.
So So we got into comedy as an unk at in
Yeah.
2018 after uni.
So it was after uni, and I've always been like a bit of a class clown and quite a funny guy. And I just thought to myself, oh, what can I do as a job? Because I was like applying for jobs. What can I do as a job that doesn't take much of my time, but I can earn a lot of money? I was like, here we are. I'll be a stand-up comedian. You only have to perform for an hour,
Yeah.
and you get paid loads, which is
Apollo, here I
obviously
come. Yeah.
yeah, not has not been the case so much, but
Yeah.
maybe few fingers crossed. And I went and I did like my first stand-up night, and it was at the South Ken comedy night in South Ken. And I was like, right, if this goes well, if I can make people laugh, because it's very different to make people laugh in stand-up as opposed to like in real life.
Yeah. Pub banter and being on a stage are two different things.
Yeah, well, you have like the context behind whatever you're joking about, and
Mm.
start with your mates, so they're of like similar humor to you.
Yeah.
And in stand up, I guess I've always found the role of a comedian to be not necessarily making everyone laugh, but you choose the jokes that make you laugh, and now you have to convince everyone else that this is funny.
I like that. I like that answer.
You're like a
Yeah.
negotiator, and sometimes you get some terrorists in the crowd,
Yeah.
and you can't negotiate with terrorists. And other times, it's like a hostage situation, but
Well,
you have
hopefully
to.
you're the only one who bombs that night then.
Yeah, well, there's been sometimes. Thank God it's never been like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of nobody laughing. That would be pretty
God,
soul
that'd be
crushing.
pressure, wouldn't it? A terrorist in the crowd made me laugh. Or,
Yeah.
like, hey, do my crowd welcome you? Like,
But
so, but how
yes,
did your first time go?
I thought I had 5 minutes down.
Yeah,
I only did about 2 minutes and a half of like
nice.
what I'd planned to say, and then I just like freelanced it. The rest of it just improved, and people were laughing. So I was like, okay, this went well, especially the fact that I didn't have the full 5 minutes down to
Yeah.
what I thought it was, and I was like, oh, I'll definitely do it again because I like making people laugh just in general in life.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, how did you find going from you got your 2.5 minute script where we all start out trying to be as scripted and that, but when you start, like free spitting, freestyling and stuff, it seems that's when you actually know if you've got it or you haven't.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it can be quite hard because if you're I mean, I remember the first time I did it, it wasn't really much crowd work. It was just more so me just talking about stuff that I found funny in my head or
Mm.
something like that. But yeah, talk about problems you got as a 21-year-old or being single or whatever it is.
Mm.
And now it's like, I mean, whenever I go and do my sets, I'm not like as rigid to, oh, I've got to do these 3 jokes, these 4
Yes.
jokes. I've got the themes that I want to hit on,
Yeah.
and if they work, great, we'll build on that. And sometimes they, need like adjustments, need like I did one recently, and then the premise was kind of funny, but it needed an example to kind of set people off to
Okay.
understanding what I was joking about. It was like racism in America or something. I was saying,
Lovely topic.
yeah, lovely. Yeah, we like to hit the important stuff, make
Exactly.
people
Yeah. I
feel
don't want
like,
a knock joke. Do you know what
yeah,
I mean?
exactly. No, we're not lowbrow. We like to go high philosophical stuff. And I was saying, like,
I've said this in my last 2 episodes, and it's really sort of dug me a little bit. I wish I could go do happy humor. I wish I could go do that. Oh, my
it's
dog's
a
palate
reflection of your
fluffy.
life.
Yeah, but I just tend just to go dark, just tend to go misery, and like, do you
I
know what I mean?
suppose,
I
I
couldn't
suppose
write a happy
comedy,
joke.
yeah, I suppose comedy is a reflection of society, right? If you
Yeah.
think of it like that. And so currently, there's not much to be happy about unless you win the Euro Millions, and then I'm doing the happiest set in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm paying you to laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I suppose like depending on what type of comic you are, if you're quite observational and you're joking about current topics and events and stuff like that, it will be a sense of it be dark, but then I guess you can like find the light in it, which is the humor, which is I suppose brings everyone together.
hmm.
So I feel like a Buddha with that
I
that
must
line of
say,
thinking.
yeah, I know sort of finding the light in the dark, but I just think darkness, like comedy, doesn't come from a happy place. It comes
That's what
from,
they say.
I think, it comes from your scars and stuff that you've
Yeah, that's what
learned
they
to make
say.
light of.
I'm like 50-50 of that because I mean I have yeah I suppose I'll ask any comedian like they've had a relatively tough life of it, and that's where the trauma then brings out. You
Mm.
deal with it with humor, but then you see like I remember seeing Seinfeld do an interview, and he said his life was relatively normal. He had like
Yeah,
2 parents, like middle class family, didn't really want for anything in life, and I mean he's like one of my top comedians, and so he was like I've never really had any trauma, but obviously manages to find
see, I
the
find I
funniness
find
out of it.
Seinfeld is obviously and evidently a comedic genius. I could
Yeah, yeah,
never
he sees the
fault that.
science of it.
Like, he's not my cup of tea, but I appreciate that he is one of the greats of all time.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I went and saw him live at the Apollo when he was here because my uncle loves Seinfeld, so
Yeah.
I got tickets for it, and he was really good. I mean, he had like a bit about an orange, and he did it for like 10 minutes, And you think of, yeah, how much can you joke about an orange? But he just managed. He's a bit like, well, maybe in a league above. Um, what's his name? Michael McIntyre.
Right.
Where
Okay.
he jokes about the mundane stuff, or like the everyday life stuff.
Yeah,
And so
he can
he's a
make
bit
any.
more
He
of a,
can turn any topic comical. Where if you
yeah.
said, right, make a joke about an orange, you'd have me blank.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe you
I
give
don't
me.
even eat oranges very often, so I was like, oh, it's, yeah. He's more of a he sees the science behind it.
Hmm.
Whilst I think most people, I think who do comedy, it is a bit more of an art as opposed to a science.
100. So, do you develop his sort of writing theory of sit down a certain amount of time a day, bit of paper, no
Uh,
distractions, or do you sort of, does it come to you as it comes to you, like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Oh
Drive.
yeah, it does. It is almost a bit like that. I'll sometimes wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, that's a genius comedy idea, and I'm like half asleep, so I was like, I'll just write it down in my notes, and you go look at your notes, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, I'll bring one of them up here. It's just like, uh, here's one. It's advantage of Alzheimer's old people joke.
Brilliant.
That doesn't even have any premise to it. That's just some sort of bringing people with Alzheimer's down. And then it's
So,
like,
I did this on the last episode, and I need to put something else in my phone. So the last one I wrote was, okay, this is okay. Need to bring back white rallies, but no, it goes,
when did you write that?
because
Because
we need to put white people in check. We're pious for other races. We act like we're the bloody gods, where we're the most delusional ones. But that was I did this random. So what's the last thing I wrote? Fuck.
don't worry. My last one was it says Israel Palestine switch over roles, and then the line underneath it is Jewish girls have big honkers.
Brilliant.
So
Yep. I mean, that
I
writes itself, doesn't it? To be honest.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I figured it out in the morning what I was then talking about, but yeah, I don't necessarily like sit down and spend like an hour trying to come up with jokes, but I don't find it very difficult to come up with premises to joke about.
No.
But when I do, if I'm like traveling about somewhere from gigs or to other stuff of like the work we do, um, I'll bring my comedy book and I'll just in case I come up with an idea and I'll write stuff down and
Yeah.
I'll then you have to go practice it. So and that's
Okay.
when you
So would you like say like you got it on your phone there? Would you then bang it into a script, or would you sort of like bullet point it, make sure you hit the right things?
I think I write out the full kind of joke as I would say it
Hmm.
in my book, and then when I go and perform it, I will try to link it up as best as I can. But
Okay.
if there's nothing it links up with very well, I'll just go like, boom, we're joking about P. Diddy, and now we're over here and we're joking about,
Yeah.
oranges, whatever it is. So,
See, that's something I always struggled with. The segues.
yeah,
But I think how much importance is it actually? Like,
I think when you're planning out to do like a 45-minute hour set,
yeah,
the segues help keep the audience flowing with you.
yeah,
But there are obviously times where the kind of absurdity of just switching over to something that just has no relevance to whatever you're talking about could make it funnier. And
mm.
yeah, you see loads of comedians kind of like Dave Chappelle. He sometimes just goes off on a tangent and then comes back to what he was
Yeah.
talking
See,
about.
he's my current goat, Chappelle.
Yeah, I mean he's my number one, Dave
Yeah.
Chappelle. I like
All right,
Bill
so,
Burr.
see, I know. It says I always say Bill Burr's the best black comedian there's ever been.
Well, he's been yeah. I mean, he was on the Chappelle show when it first started, and
Mm.
he's had the same amount of hair as he does now, but maybe just a little bit more. But yeah, he's been going for like ages, and it's like the famous time where was it in Boston or Philadelphia? He has like the rant in Philadelphia, and he's just like having a go at him for like an hour. It was like a 12-hour charity gig,
Mm.
and they were all just like piss drunk by the time he came on. And Tracy Morgan left early because they were just like heckling everyone, basically. They were just like super drunk. And he just came out and it's like only audio clips of it. And he's basically just like wishing everyone gets cancer in Philadelphia. He's just like going into them, like roasting them all. And they're like loving it.
Oh no! Well, I'd say look, I don't think anyone can argue this. Top four: Pryor, Patrice O'Neill, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I like Bernie Mac.
But okay,
Bernie Mac's
okay.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
I quite like Don Rickles.
yes.
He's like a bit more old school.
Mm.
I
I
mean,
could,
it's like a weird eclectic mix for me because like you have people like Larry David, who are
yeah.
obviously great comedy writers, but even like to Testament himself, he said I was never very good at stand up. He was
No,
more so like a
and some
comedian's
people are.
favorite.
Some people are better writers. Some people are better performers. Some people are better compares. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like no one. I think everyone should start off on stand up to earn your
Yeah,
stripes,
yeah, and
and then
work your figure it out. I mean, you then get a sense of what you're good at as you're doing this.
mm,
Um, like I always, anytime I perform, I will try to, if I find something that someone said like
mm,
funnier that has performed before me, I'll always like riff off of that. So I'm
yeah. I was.
like,
Oh, I hate going first.
I don't mind. See,
No,
I did a
I
night.
hate going first. I like being middle of the pack or second to last or the closer because I like gathering the information throughout the night.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense in that regards. I mean, I've gone first before, and like, I don't really mind where I get put
Yeah.
because to me, I'm just gonna do these jokes anyway.
Mm.
So I mean, we've all done like gigs where it's like four fucking people in the
Yeah, a
crowd,
man and his dog, to
and
be honest.
yeah, and only one of them's an actual audience member, and the other
But
one's your bringer. So
I stand by, and oh, this is a lovely segue, actually. I'd rather perform in front of one man and his dog who want to be there than 20 people
oh
who are
yeah,
forced to
yeah.
be bring there because of bringer spots. Jem, look at that segue. So,
I bet you're learning. You're
there we go.
getting
I'm
there.
learning from the best, man. I'm learning from the best.
That one's a freebie. Next one will have to charge you.
Is it? Yeah. Dude, my favourite is Lenny Sherman's one where he pretends his phone goes, "Hello, Sergeant Segway, politics, okay." That is such a cop out, but it's just fucking brilliant.
Good one.
I
I might
love
have to use that one.
it. So Jim, main reason that fell in love. So we run a night in London, don't we?
We do, yes. So we have just started up our kind of monthly night called Revolver Comedy
Yeah.
up in, up in the Dark Horse pub in Camden. It's just like the top of Camden Markets. Really nice pub, like really nice venue. It's like a 60-seater venue.
Nice.
We packed out for the first time, and we're kind of our next show, which is November 6th. So it's
Hmm.
coming up next week, but the week after.
Yep.
No, it is the week after. It is next week. Um, and we're looking to be on track to kind of fill out again. The kind of premise of the night is it's six comedians. They've all got 10 minutes each.
Mm.
It's not a bringer night. There you go. Everyone can
We
thank
love
me
that.
for that.
We love that.
We just want the comedians to come. Like all we look for is you to be funny. There's no specific benchmark of how many gigs you've had to have done. Like on our to apply, it's just like a Google form, and we
Hmm.
take it kind of every quarter. So we'll then try place as many people as we can across, December and Jan, which is our next two coming up.
Hmm.
Um, you could have done like 10 gigs. You could have done like 50 gigs. But as long as you've got like 10 minutes and you've got, I suppose, video proof that you got like funny 10 minutes, like, we're happy to have you down. And then, the kind of more professional comedians, like our first night, we had some pretty heavy hitters.
We had
Like
Callum, Duke of Brixton.
Callum, yeah,
I
yeah.
love that fucking animal.
I love Callum. Shout him out.
Yeah.
I asked him, because I asked all the comedians, like, if you've got any like accolades or kind of reviews that you want to put on the bio for our night, and loads of them sent through. Oh, like performed live at the Apollo, won all the Gong shows, whatever. I had
Yeah.
8-year Edinburgh Fringe show. Callum was just Callum's one was unemployed, never won a Gong show. I was
Yeah.
like, I like that.
Oh no, he has. He has the lot. He might not have then.
He's
Never won
employed now.
it,
Yeah, he'll have to
but,
scratch that off. And
but he got through the blackout.
oh, there you go. And so he can. We'll have to update his bio next time he comes.
Still unemployed,
Oh
but
yeah, oh yeah. No, I think he's employed now.
oh,
So there you go.
he's a has been. He's a has been now.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck Callum. Fuck Callum now then. No, it's an absolute. Because I saw the lineup. Yeah, you've had some absolute killers, and the next one you got some killers. I mean, I'm going to play this one purely on devil's advocate. Why aren't you a bringer?
I think one the roadmap for our night is that we want to pack it out with all genuine audience members.
Yeah,
So people who are there to come and watch comedy. There's not, a bar like Camden Comedy Club, and that's the only one that really comes to the top of my head. There's no other kind of semi-pro night that has. It's not an open mic night. It's not people doing 5 minutes. It's all 10 minutes. There's only six comedians, so the nights, kind of goes through quite swimmingly.
yeah,
And yeah, like as I said, the roadmap we plan to then ticket it as well. So it's currently free tickets, but
yeah.
once we kind of get the word out a bit, we're gonna price the tickets. And so yeah, I just think a bringer night, you're forced to bring someone as it's a big pain in the ass for your friends
Oh,
or people
100%.
who
100. I've never done one. I never will do one, and I actively speak out against them because I always feel like, because that was my follow bit. Because usually it's about 20 comedians. They've got 5 minutes each. They've got to bring someone. No one's
yeah.
really interested, and it runs on for too long. Everyone gets bored. So why only six comedians? Why not 12 comedians, 5 minutes each?
So
7 minutes. I love
so
yeah, I love this. I'm playing devils on this.
no, I mean, so the idea was because I when we first came up with the idea for it, um, my friend like Coram, he did say, "Oh, why don't you have like at least one slot on the night for like a 5 minute for a progression thing?" And I just thought, well, yeah, what's the point of that? Like, if you are ready for the next step up, which is 10 minutes,
You know,
like you'll have two sets of 5 minutes that have worked.
100%. Yeah.
So, and and if I then see you as well, which I suppose helps for everyone to see someone perform and like
Mm.
see them in person. Um, I just didn't think there was a need for that. And also, I'm not so. My maths is my weak point, so I was like, let's just make it easy. 10 minutes, so we can just calculate when it's gonna end. So
If,
we
if,
don't
you,
want
if
to.
you're told to start 10 past, you got to wait till 20
Oh
past.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's 11
So
past. Shit, we've got 9 minutes to kill.
and also as well, like you don't want it to feel like laborious a comedy night.
Good word.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of vocabulary is very extensive.
Big
Like
words.
when you go and there's 20 comedians, there's 15 comedians. It's like, there's like two halves. Towards the end of it, people have kind of clocked off
Yeah,
and they're just like, okay, we're just waiting for this to end now.
yeah,
And I think we've got like the perfect amount of time where people, okay, they're locked in, they're listening to the comedians, they've got us, the comedians got a long enough time to do what they want, to have a good extensive run at it, and for no one's gonna clock off from we start at 7:30 and we end at 9.
yeah. That's so. Is there a break in between, or is it stick straight
Yeah,
through
so we have a intermission. It's like 20 minutes,
for the
like
pub, for the
15,
bar?
20
Yeah.
minutes, yeah, for the pub. So um, especially for those guys because they were looking for things to. They're like, great with us, a great like partnership. They were
Mhm.
looking for something to have on like nights, because they're super busy during the day, but at nighttime the footfall kind of stops in Camden markets,
Yeah, I
and
can
everyone just
imagine.
kind of sticks to the main high street.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, if we could have something that is on like monthly every now and then, and
Mm.
it brings in 60 people, and they're all spending money at the bar, and especially for them, the one benefit that we have or they have as a venue is they're not a traditional comedy club
Okay.
where like a comedy. If you've ever been to like the Comedy Store or any of like for like a pro night,
Yeah.
people don't stick around afterwards. The
No.
doors open at a specific time. You get one drink. Even at their intermission,
Yeah. Maybe Gem. We have lost you, Gem. Or he's applying for a position at Madame Two Swords. One or the other. Or his Wi-Fi's gone. Who knows? Might have to do this one as a two-parter. Well, let's